Watch me turn this bureau into a piece of art. First of all, I sugar soaked this piece and then I went on with a blockade. This is to prime the piece of furniture. It stops any bleed through if we're coming through your chosen paint colour. I usually apply 1 or 2 coats. So today I'm using the Sloan paint brand. This is a chalk paint in the colourway Old Violet. It's an absolutely beautiful colour. I applied 3 coats in total, inside and out, including the hardware as well. I lightly sand in between each of the coats with the Sloan fine sandpaper pad. And as you can see, I'm now applying my top coat. On to the painful part, painting inside of a bureau. Most of the bureaus you can take the insides out, but with this one, it wouldn't. So I'm using a smaller paintbrush to get into all those smaller spaces. I then decided I wanted to go straight on to waxing all the places that I'm not going to be hand painting on, just to keep it protected whilst I work on this piece. I am using the Sloan clear wax, and as you can see, I'm applying it quite generously onto the surface area. And these miniature wax brushes are so convenient for those smaller spaces. One of the great things about the Sloan wax is that you can see where you've been. There is a tonal difference which helps. Also, to be mindful, the paint will look slightly darker with the wax on. I like to take the excess off with a lint-free cloth straight away, and again in 15 minutes. I love to design the interior as much as the exterior, so in this case I am wallpapering the bottoms of the drawers in this fern woodland style theme. And again, the tricky part, trying to wallpaper in those little tiny boxes and the drawer fronts, but we made it work. The end result looked incredible. I just felt like it needed something extra, so I decided to use the Rub 'n Buff in the colour Antique Gold just to accentuate those edges of the bureau. This wax has a nice thick creamy consistency. It goes on really easily and makes such a difference. Here I'm using the Sloan black wax. I'm trying to create dimension within this piece now, so all these carved detailing I'm trying to accentuate with this black wax. I apply the black wax after I've applied the clear wax, and then what I do is use a lint-free cloth back into the clear wax and I rub off any excess. The clear wax acts like a remover. I then decided I want to accentuate more detailing, so back out comes the gold wax. And now it's time for the artistry. The theme I am going for is a Bluebell Woodland scene. I am completely making this up as I go along, but hey, why not? It's an original art piece. I usually use acrylic paints on furniture, however this time I decided I wanted to try oil paints, and my god did it work well. This is what I class as my first layer of painting. I'm basically structuring, I'm colour blocking, and I'm adding texture. I tend to use my larger brushes first, and then I get smaller and smaller the more detail I want to apply. I love designing this part. The tree lines are always so lovely to see as it creates that depth within the picture. Here we go, the smaller the brush, the smaller the detailing. I am literally just finishing off this piece now, trying to create my lights and darks, my shadows, etc. I would say this painting alone took me about 6 hours to complete. Could I paint it exactly the same again? Probably not. That's why it's a unique piece of art. I incorporated the hardware into the painting as I didn't want it to take it away from the piece. And lastly, I'm just highlighting that woodland path with that gold wax, just to create a little bit of shimmer. Because I've used my oil paints, I'm going to use a Gamvar Gloss as my top coat. So I'm just going to use a foam brush to do so, and I'm dragging that gloss across lightly. This sealant makes the colours and detailing pop. And this is the final result. I hope you liked the artistic journey I had with this piece. Any questions, please feel free to pop them in the comments. I had so much fun staging this piece. On to my next project. Thank you for watching.